Building it was no easy feat, and the most dangerous work was completed by poor immigrant workers. The first step was to build the two towers. A huge wood and steel box called a caisson was floated out into the river and sunk. Compressed air was pumped in to keep the surrounding water from leaking into the chamber. Workers, called sandhogs, got in and out of the caisson through an airlock. The floor was ripped out, and workers began digging up the riverbed. As they excavated, the caisson sank further and further, eventually hitting a stable foundation of bedrock. It was then filled with concrete. Conditions inside the caissons were terrible. They were deep beneath the surface of the East River, 78.5 feet below on the Manhattan side and 44.5 feet below on the Brooklyn side. Inside, it was very hot and difficult to breathe. Workers fatigued easily. But there was an even greater danger. Because the caissons were pumped full of air, the pressure inside was extremely high. The sandhogs called it caissons disease. Today, we call it the bends. It happens when deep-sea divers surface too quickly. Rapid ascension out of compressed air leads to an imbalance of nitrogen in the blood, causing pain and nausea. It can be fatal. And for the sandhogs, it often was. At least 20 men died in the caissons. But there can be little doubt that many more deaths went unrecorded. Once the bridge towers were completed, the rest of the bridge was suspended between them. Spinning the cables for the suspension bridge was also a very dangerous and sometimes fatal job. When the Brooklyn Bridge opened in 1883, it was a marvel. But it came at a very high price. The bridge cost more than $15 million to build. This was more than twice what architects originally thought it would cost. It also cost at least 30 lives, including that of its designer, John Roebling. Today, more than 150,000 vehicles cross the Brooklyn Bridge every day. Its construction led to amazing economic growth and opportunity for Brooklyn and helped turn New York City into a thriving center of commerce. But the costs of this opportunity, both financial and human, will never be forgotten.